Are there too many Mystics in Marvel Contest of Champions? And the question is, have there been too many Mystics this year? Well, hello everybody, welcome to a topic-based video. Now, whilst I'm recording this, there is no information about the Banquet event. Lots of people questioning when we're going to receive information. It'll either be dropping at some point this week, maybe on actually the day of release. But if Command want to hype it up a little bit, maybe on the Wednesday. There's a lot of information. This week I'm doing these kind of easygoing videos and supply drop champions coverage maybe as I look to work on my Banquet spreadsheet, which I create every single year. And there's a lot to add to it. There's a lot of context. A lot of people I appreciate they want information, they want it quick, but by doing that, you do escape a lot of context and stuff. Well, how many units are you going to need for rank ups? Well, predictions-wise, you can't do that until you have the information of how much a superior Banquet crystal will be, and also they'll be like, well, do you get any free? Then therefore it changes how much you're going to get, how much for free to play, how much for spenders. How much should you spend? There's a lot of context, and we'll be delivering that on Friday, and then going into the weekend, all those things will be covered. So let's get into the topic of the video. And that topic is about Mystic-based champions. If you go into game and then you sort by release of year, which if you go down to tag and then you choose the year of, or specifically, which of course we're in 2024, it looks to see the 2025 tag is there, then you can see all of the champions that were released in 2025. We had Spiral, we had Enchantress, Isophene, Henchpool, the Destroyer, White Tiger, Shathra. That's 7 in total champions. If you go into other ones, it is darn sight less than that. And there was a post that was put out last month, and I was going to bring it into earlier discussion, but there's just been so much going on in game. It's kind of gone down the pecking order of videos that I was looking to create. More of a Sunday based one, but as I said, I'm working on this Banquet event guide, and it's going to take a long time. These aren't done in 5 minutes or even 1 hour. They take days because there's so much information to prepare. So the question was, or the point put across was, what in the kebab is going on? We get 6 Mystics this year, 7 if you count Henchpool. Looks like that's not enough. 2 more Mystics are going to come with Isophene. Not quite sure what that particularly means, especially going into next month. We're likely to see a Mutant and a Skill, Okoye and Gentle. Also, last Titan cycle was missing Mutant Champions, and Mutant Champions are the lowest in number in basic pool. Now the next Titan cycle looks also seems to miss mutants because of Rintrah. Why is Rintrah in Titan Crystal when Spiral's already there in the cycle and they moved Dazzler like? Okay. Now that's a frustration, I get it. For those curious of how many champions we have in game, based on a few totals, this is the information that I've got. And this is just going through like a tally system. I'm pretty certain this is correct at this moment in time, including the Summon Symbiote. We have 295 champions in game. We are going to come, before you know it, to that 300 mark, especially in the first 3 months of the year of 2025. That's exciting, isn't it? But from a general sense, that general sense is, well, what totals are we up to? It looks like this. Science on 49. We then have Mutant on 47. Mystics on 49. Cosmics on 55. Techs on 47. And Skill on 47. This is, at that particular point of there are too many Mystics, there were years when Mystics were incredibly low. There was like no Mystics that were put out. I think one case there was like 1 Mystic put out in a particular year. And this is prior to 2022, which we're going to talk about 2024, 2023 and 2022 from a release perspective. But it's still really interesting to see that even next month we'll be up to 48 skills. Then we'll be up to 48 mutants, which then slightly catch up on everything. If someone's got a problem with Mystics, then I tell you what, they should have a problem with Cosmics as well, because Cosmics have been the bugbear of the volume of champions that have been put in for years. Any old school Marvel Contest of Champions player will know that. In terms of Crystal, yep, I would love to see a lot more mutants be put into this. We got a free Mr. Sinister as a 7-star mutant for a lot of players. Not everybody, because of course there was the extent of tickets that you could pick up. But I definitely would like to see a lot more mutants within something like the Titan Crystal, a 7-star Apocalypse, maybe even going as far as something as well that's strong and mutant related in the Titan Crystal that maybe we don't have a 6-star version of. You can even like go to your champions right now, sort by the 7-star and sort by mutant and go, well, okay, that's cool, there's a good chunk there, but maybe it would be nice to go at your 6 stars and go, well, I'd love to see a 6-star version of a 7-star version of that. 7-star Iceman maybe. And access to something like a 7-star Magneto, 7-star 7-star Man Logan, possibly not. Maybe there's certain ones that shouldn't get that bump up. 7-star Cable, maybe? See how the degen damage scales up, especially pairing with Apocalypse. But I'd love to see a 7-star Apocalypse. That's been one of the ones that I really like the idea of, especially having a really kind of strong mutant for something like the Mutant Karena's Challenges as well. And I'm sure a lot of people would like that as well. So I definitely feel players' frustration when they'd like to see more mutants in the Titan Crystal. I don't know if it's like a Kabam-based thing to just put in Mystics in for whatever reason, just for the sake of it, but I don't know. I know Kabam Mike did respond back to like the original post to say that Sure, cuzzies, I gotta make it clear for all the bros out there that we won't munt the Titans with 2 mutants. I know the Kabam 1 now loves their muties, and gee, we cannot do that, bro. Nugget, my bros, behave with the folks, and maybe, perhaps, maybe we will nerf Serpent. Something, cuzzies. Phantom Tax, Skibbity Toilet, Ohio No Riz, the Rizzler. I did say that it was Normo posting before coffee for me. I don't know, maybe he lacked aura that day because he hadn't paid the Phantom Tax. I don't know, just brain rot? Now, following from brain rot, I think this player does crash out a little bit, especially talking about, it does... Look, the facts are, yes, there have been a lot of Mystics being released this year. Yes, some of those champions are then being transferred into 7-star. But I guess that's what will happen from time to time. You'll see, one year to the next, there'll be more types of champions of one type going into the Titan Crystal. To kind of give a bit more clarity on that, we need to look at, well, the release cadence and then what would likely go into featured crystals from the years past. So from this year, for sure, there have been 6 released Mystics, including Isophene, plus the Hench Pool, but the Hench Pool won't be a 7-star released into the Titan Crystal, or a featured crystal of any kind of description. If you go down to 2013 and 2023 and 2022, then you've got 5 Mystics going in, and in 2022 you got 4 Mystics. Now, I don't think the Titan Crystal was put in until, was it 2023, so last year? So effectively similar-ish problem, but the similar-ish problem also happens with Science Champions, in that you'd see a lot of them being put in at one given time to that Titan Crystal, and, you know, any previous years to that, you know, the years prior, we're talking more like skills and sciences as opposed to, well, it's kind of balanced really in 2022. If the Titan Crystal was there, you'd probably see like, say like, okay, it was a bit more balanced. And maybe that'll be the difference next year. Next year will be like, well, it'll be the skill of mutants. As we said, we start off with more skills and more mutants. In 2023, we had less mutants. So theoretically, if there was a Titan Crystal, which I can't remember if it is, then again, theoretically, there'll be less mutants. And definitely that will be the feeling going into 2024 with the rise of the Mystics. But that might all calm down in 2025. So, am I going to see a similar post to this going, we've got too many cosmics and too many mutants and skills next year? I think the best way to look at these Titan Crystals is looking at Kabam being careful. They have to be careful in general for any champion they put in, that it's not going to be too powerful. Why? 7-star Gallon. Need I say more? 7-star Hulkling. I don't have to explain myself by just mentioning those 2 champions. If you don't know what I mean, then I'm sorry. Would you think that a 7-star Gallon and a 7-star Hulkling would be balanced for damage output, for the extent of what they would do in certain content? We're talking some really big numbers that could be pulled off from those champions. And that goes on. You can see a lot of 7-stars that would do the same. But then there's a lot of hypocrisy to that. Oh, 7-star Hercules. Can't believe I forgot that. But then you've got others that are like, well, if you ramp up with Hyperion, you can do an extensive amount of damage. And the list goes on, but it's not just cosmic. But what I'm saying is Kabam have to be careful every time they put a new champion in. It's not going to be completely OP, and it's not going to completely break the game. Yes, they put in a 6-star Hulk, 6-star Hercules. Yes, Hercules is in the game. Yeah, Kabam have got to... Yeah, Kabam do Kabam things. So I definitely want to see more from the Titan Crystal when it comes to spread of champions, because there's amazing champions that I would like to see. I would like to see Gallon and Hulkling as 7-stars. I just don't see it realistically anytime soon without some element of balance to it based on damage output. But weirder things have happened in MCOC, and there's some broken 7-stars or very effective 7-stars that could really question why they were actually put in. But, you know, there again, maybe there's a rhyme or reason for Kabam putting them in. Yet to find out what that is. And also new champions being added in on numbers wise. Science are low. Well, tech and skill are the lowest. That's why next year you're going to see a skill in the shape and form of Okoye, unless they're changing the class of that, or it's going to be, I don't know, something silly. And mutant being gentle. So that should be another kind of like good addition as well. Either way, tech and skill are the lowest. I hope to see more from them. But it's that Titan Crystal that's always very tricky. What champions do you feel could be balanced and still go into the Titan Crystal? Your thoughts in the comments, and how do you feel about the class total situation as is at the moment going into 2025? Is it in a good place or is it in a bad place? Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Check out some other content which will be located on screen now, because I can't click the button because my Stream Deck's broken. Anyway, thanks very much. See you soon. Bye-bye.